Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJP UFC Bets. Make sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. Make sure to subscribe because once we reach 150 subscribers, I'm giving away a $200 Visa gift card. But you have to follow some rules. You have to follow the steps. Go back and check at my last video for the $200 Visa gift card giveaway contest that we're doing. Go check back that video right now after you check this video out, of course. And follow those steps. Follow those rules. So that way you can officially enter in our $200 Visa gift card giveaway contest. Go do it after this video. But tonight we are breaking down UFC Fight Night Vegas 64, Rodriguez versus Lemos, going down on Saturday, November 5th, live at the UFC Apex. It's going to be another great card. But let's recap what happened last night on UFC Vegas 63, Arnold Allen versus Calvin Kattar. I went 6-5 on my picks, 2-3 on my bets. My Tapology record now is 102-53. Still not bad right there. The bets that I won for UFC Vegas 63, Kattar versus Allen. The best that I won, Tresean Gore came out for me. He came out. He was my dog of the card. Just check back. That was my prediction. That was my dog of the card. And he hit for me at plus 145 for Tresean Gore. And he also won me another bet on the same fight. That bet was fight doesn't go the distance between Gore and Josh Freemed. And also, I parlayed that with Chase Hooper, with Steve Garcia. I parlayed that as fight doesn't go the distance. So I won 2 bets right there. And that's honestly saved my night. The bets that I lost. Look at my disappointment. Dustin Jacoby. He got robbed. I don't care what anyone says. He got robbed against Khalil Roundtree. I lost that bet, and I had that in a parlay bet with my lock of the card, Waldo Cortez Acosta, and I told y'all that he was going to hit. I told y'all to parlay him in any parlay that you had, and I did. He did win the fight, but unfortunately I had him in a parlay with Dustin Jacoby, who lost in a split decision. He should have won that fight. Look back at that fight and tell me that Dustin Jacoby didn't win. I would love to argue that with anyone. And then I lost the Calvin Kattar over 2.5 with Tim Means Griffin over 2.5 fight. We all know that Calvin Kattar lost. I also had him straight up money line. That was an unfortunate injury for him because Calvin Kattar is one of my favorite fighters, especially because I'm from the Massachusetts area, and Calvin Kattar is a great fighter, but that injury was very unfortunate for him. So yeah, I lost 3 bets right there. Not a great betting night by any means, but I did break even thanks to my dude, my dog of the card, Tresean Gore. And ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to stay tuned for the dog of the card and our lock of the card at the end of the video. And we're also going to reveal our bets for UFC Fight Night 64, Lemos versus Rodriguez, coming up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJP UFC bets. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share this video. And we appreciate all of your support. Tonight, we are breaking down UFC Fight Night, Rodriguez versus Lemos, live at the UFC Apex, Saturday, November 5th. And let's get to it right now. The first fight on the card is on the prelims and is in the women's bantamweight division. We have Ramona Pascual versus Tamires Vidal. Ramona Pascual, she's 6'4", 34 years old, 5'7", with a 66 and a 1-inch reach. Then we have Tamires Vidal. She's 6'1", 24 years old, 5'5", and her reach is unavailable. For Pascual, she has very good striking with solid Muay Thai skills. She's got decent wrestling and grappling. She likes to pressure forward, and she has pretty solid takedown defense. But she has an abysmal takedown accuracy. Let me tell you, just check her stats. Also, she gets hits a lot in her fights, but she can take those hits. She's got a decent chin, and she's got okay cardio as well. For Vidal, she's making her UFC debut, and for what I've seen, I've only seen 2 fights from her, so I can't really go deep into her, but this is my take on her. She does have decent underhooks against the cage with decent cage control. She's got okay ground game, and she's always chasing heel hooks and leg locks. She throws big looping punches, but she usually misses, and that gets her into grappling and wrestling exchanges. But when she does get into those exchanges, she gets taken down. She gets taken down pretty easily too. She's got okay ground game, and she's got okay ground and pound as well. But if she gets on top, she can get sloppy at times, and she's got a suspect gas tank as well, from what I've seen in her fights. Keep in mind, I only seen two of her fights. But ultimately, my pick for this fight, I'm going with Ramona Pascual by decision. The next fight on the card, we have, and it's in the men's flyweight division, we have Jake Hadley versus Carlos Candelario. Jake Hadley, he's 8-1, 26 years old, 5'7", with a 68-inch reach. Then we have Carlos Candelario, 8-2, 31 years old, 5'6", with a 68-inch reach. For Jake Hadley, he's a very well-rounded fighter with solid boxing and striking. He's got good timing on his feet and good takedowns. He has very, very solid BJJ skills with a pretty good pace to go along with it. He's got pretty good cardio and decent grappling as well. For Candelario, he's got pretty good hands with solid boxing. He has decent jiu-jitsu skills with decent cardio. He also has a very well-rounded skill himself. He's very tough, very durable, and he's got a very solid chin. This should be a banger. I like this fight, but my pick for this fight, and I do have a bet on this fight that I will reveal later on this video, I'm going with Jake Hadley by decision. The next fight on the card, scheduled for UFC Fight Night Vegas 64, Rodriguez versus Lemos, is in the men's bantamweight division. We have Johnny Munoz versus Liudvik Sholinian. Johnny Munoz, he's 11-2, 29 years old, 5'9", with a 71-inch reach. Then we had Liudvik Sholinian. He's 9-2, 32 years old, 5'10", with a 71-inch reach. For Munoz, he's a BJJ black belt, and he's got decent striking. He's got very solid takedowns with pretty good grappling skills. He's got very good front kicks, side kicks to keep his opponents at bay. He also has very good submissions off his back, and most of his wins are by submission. For Sholinian, he has only one fight in the UFC, and that was a year ago against Jack Shore in a decision loss. But I can respect that because Jack Shore is pretty good. He's got very good wrestling and grappling. He's got decent striking, decent submissions, and not to mention he's got a solid gas tank. He's got a good chin, and he's very durable as well. This should be a close fight. I'm going with Johnny Munoz by decision or submission. That should be a very close fight. I don't think I have any bets on that fight, but I do have to check on that. The next fight on the card, still on the prelims, is in the women's strawweight division. We have Jinh Frey versus Polyana Viana. Jinh Frey, she's 11-7, 37 years old, 5'3", with a 65-inch reach. Then we have Polyana Viana, 12-5, 30 years old, 5'5", with a 67-inch reach. For Jinh Frey, she is a very composed and patient fighter. She takes her time. She likes to throw big heavy bombs at her opponents when they do get close. She has decent wrestling and good cage control. She also has pretty solid grappling, and she uses her size pretty well in her fights. She has a decent amount of pressure, a decent amount of volume on her feet. For Polyana Viana, she has pretty decent grappling with okay hands. She also has a very good ground game. She's got very solid submissions with a decent pace, but definitely struggles with getting the takedowns. She's got okay ground game, and she has a decent cardio, so that can go well for her in this fight. Sorry for stuttering there. But my pick for this fight, I'm going with Jinh Frey by decision. The next fight on the card is in the men's bantamweight division. We have Mario Bautista versus Benito Lopez. Mario Bautista, he's 10-2, 29 years old, 5'9", with a 69-inch reach. Then we have Benito Lopez. He's 10-1, 28 years old, 5'10", with a 73-inch reach. This is a very interesting fight, and I cannot wait to watch it. For Bautista, he's got very high volume. He stays busy on his feet with good striking. He likes pressure forward at his opponents, and he also has decent takedowns. He's not to mention he's got good cardio and pretty good wrestling. For Benito Lopez, he's got a very, very good clinch. He's got KO power in his hands, and he's got KO powers in his knees as well. He's got a lot of first-round finishes on his record, which impresses me to say the least. He does love to pressure forward and never stops moving. He throws very solid knees to the body and flying knees to the face. Pretty good volume and a solid takedown defense. The only downfall I see here for Benito Lopez is the inactivity. He's been away for 3 years. That worries me because ring rust is real. But I'm still going with my dude, Benito Lopez. Write that down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going with Benito Lopez by decision or by a KO. Make sure to write that down. Take a snapshot. Record this. Do what you gotta do. Benito Lopez is coming out with that W. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, CJP, UFC Bets. Make sure to check out our contest, $200 Visa gift card giveaway. Follow those rules and you'll be entered in that contest. The next fight on the card, we're still on the prelims, is on the women's flyweight division. We have Miranda Maverick versus Shanna Young. Miranda Maverick, she's 10-4, 25 years old, 5'3", with a 65.5-inch reach. Then we have Shanna Young. She's 8-4, 31 years old, 5'7", with a 65-inch reach. These two have fought before in Invicta, so this is a rematch now in the UFC. For Miranda Maverick, she's still pretty young and getting better each time she steps foot in the octagon. So with that being said, she does have pretty technical striking. She likes to pressure forward, and she's got very solid takedowns. She's got a decent takedown accuracy and a decent takedown defense, so her takedowns are pretty good. She also is pretty strong for the division, and she uses her strength pretty well throughout the fight. She has a pretty solid chin, and she's very durable. For Shanna Young, she has solid boxing, decent power in her hands. She likes to come forward and keeps busy on her feet. She also has good wrestling and doesn't go for many takedowns in her fights, even though she has good wrestling. She does have a decent get-up game if she gets taken down, and her cardio is not bad as well. This should be a close fight, but I'm going with my girl, Miranda Maverick, by decision or submission. I want to look into that. I hope it's a good number. I'm definitely looking into that for Miranda Maverick there. The next fight on the card, and I'm sorry if I butchered this next name here, is in the featured prelim of the night for UFC Fight Night Vegas 64, Rodriguez versus Lemos. We have, in the prelims, we have Darrick versus Shayilan Nuerdanbieke in the men's featherweight division. Darrick, he's 26-13, 32 years old, 5'7", with a 71-inch reach. Then we have Shayilan Nuerdanbieke, 37-10, 28 years old, 5'6", with a 69-inch reach. For Minner, he has decent striking and stays busy on the feet. He's got decent volume. He has solid wrestling with solid takedowns. Pretty good takedown accuracy. However, he's got suspect cardio. He gets tired throughout the fight. He's got some losses by submission, and that's a bit worrisome that most of his losses are by submission. For Nuerdanbieke, he has pretty decent striking with solid power in his hands. He likes to move forward and push a wrestling pace on his opponents. He does have solid takedowns, but that comes with a poor takedown accuracy. He has decent cardio, and he has a pretty low volume. This should be a close fight. I'm probably not betting this fight whatsoever, so I'm just going to enjoy it as a fan. But my pick, just for the purpose of the show, I'm going with Nuerdanbieke by decision. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the main card right here on UFC Fight Night. Vegas 64, Rodriguez versus Lemos. And this next fight, I do have a bet on it that I will reveal later on the card. And is in the men's heavyweight division. We have Jailton Almeida versus Maxim Grishin. Jailton Almeida, he's 17-2, 31 years old, 6'3", with a 79-inch reach. Then we have Maxim Grishin, 32-9, 38 years old, 6'3", with a 76-inch reach. For Almeida, this guy has very, very heavy hands with a ton of power. He has very good wrestling with solid grappling. He's a finisher. He likes to finish fights. He will either finish you on the ground by submission or on the feet by a knockout. He has unbelievable pressure with non-stop takedowns. And he also likes to chase submissions and dangerous anywhere the fight goes. For Maxim Grishin, he has a ton of experience under his belt. He's been in a ton of fights. He has solid striking with solid combos. He likes to sit back and wait for the right moment and then rush forward at his opponents at the right time, and just likes to strike at his opponent 3 or 4 times at a time, just a rush attack. He's got a good finishing ability when he sees his opponents hurt. So if he sees you hurt, he's going after the kill. And he also has decent cardio with a decent chin. My pick for this fight, very confident pick. I'm going with Jailton Almeida by knockout or submission. The next fight on the card is in the men's lightweight division. We have Mark Madsen versus Grant Dawson. Mark Madsen, he's undefeated, 12-0, 38 years old, 5'8", with a 72-inch reach. Then we have Grant Dawson, 18-1, 28 years old, 5'10", with a 72-inch reach. This should be a banger. I love this fight. I do have a bet on this fight, and I will reveal that at the end of this video. For Mark Madsen, he's an Olympic Greco-Roman wrestler, so you already know his wrestling is on point. He's got very sharp takedowns. He also has very good cardio with decent striking and sneaky power. Watch out for that sneaky power. He has a very solid chin, very durable, and that's why he's undefeated. For Grant Dawson, he has a very solid ground game with a good technical striking. He's got very good wrestling skills and a nice top control if he gets on top. He's very relentless, and he's got good takedowns. He just keeps coming at you with those takedowns. Decent cardio, and he can last to 3 rounds. My pick for this fight, I'm going with the Olympian Mark Madsen. Write that down and bank on it, folks. Mark Madsen, I got him on this fight, and I got him by decision. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe to the video, like the video, and share us. Tell everyone you know about CJP UFC bets. The next fight on the card is in the men's flyweight division. We have Tagir Ulanbekov versus Nate Manis. We have Tagir Ulanbekov, 13-2, 31 years old, 5'7", with a 70-inch reach. Then we have Nate Manis. He's 14-2, 31 years old, 5'10", with a 72-inch reach. For Ulanbekov, he's got very good wrestling and very solid takedowns. He likes to come forward with pressure with okay striking. He has very nice jabs with pretty good grappling. He also has very solid cardio, very quick to move around the cage, and loves to create scrambles, loves to grind out his opponents. So you already know the dude is good. For Manis, he has decent striking with solid KO power in his hands. He has good takedowns, solid submissions, and he also has pretty good kickboxing. He's a very tough fighter with a solid chin and decent cardio. He does have nice leg kicks as well, and he's a gritty fighter that loves to get into slugfest. My pick for this fight, and I do believe I have a bet on this fight, I'm going with Tagir Ulanbekov by decision. Alright, the next fight on the card, and the next fight on the card is in the men's heavyweight division. We have Josh Parisian versus Chase Sherman. Josh Parisian, he's 15-5, 33 years old, 6'4", with a 79-inch reach. Then we have Chase Sherman, 16-10, 32 years old, 6'4", with a 78-inch reach. For Parisian, he's got a good amount of volume and loves to pressure forward at his opponents. He has decent striking with solid power in his hands. He also has a pretty good chin, but he does have a suspect gas tank. And as that gas tank diminishes, he loses power. But he's okay. He can move in the cage there, but he does get sloppy at times. For Chase Sherman, he's got pretty good boxing with solid good footwork, and he has decent speed. He also has a good amount of pressure and a good amount of volume himself. Never stops coming forward. He also has a pretty decent takedown defense, but he can be very hittable. He has no head movement. But with that no head movement, he does take it to the chin like a champ. He has a very solid chin. This should be a very greasy, close fight. I might just bet the under 2.5, or fight doesn't go the distance depending on the number. That might be a crazy number like minus 300 or something. I don't know. But I'm going with Josh Parisian by KO. And now we're on the co-main event of the evening. This is a rescheduled fight that was canceled earlier this year. And they rescheduled it, and now they're going against each other in the co-main event of UFC Fight Night, Rodriguez versus Lemos. And the co-main event is in the men's welterweight division. We have Neil Magny versus Daniel Rodriguez. Neil Magny, he's 26-9, 35 years old, 6'3", with an 80-inch reach, which I love in this fight, and I believe I said that in my last video. For Daniel Rodriguez, he's 17-2. He's 35 years old, 6'1", with a 74-inch reach. For Magny, he's a long and rangy fighter, and he uses that range very well. He uses it to keep his opponents at bay. He can get into scraps at times. A very tough, durable fighter with a ton of experience in the UFC. He's fought the tougher competition without a doubt. He has a very solid cardio, pretty decent striking, very good grappling skills, with a decent chin. He also has some sneaky submissions, believe it or not. For Daniel Rodriguez, he has a very high level of boxing with pretty solid striking. He has very good jabs and loves to trade shots with his opponents to score points on the cards. That's his style. It's his boxing style. It's just jab, score points, He also has a solid chin, decent cardio. He can last to 3 rounds. He also has good volume and a solid takedown defense. But if he gets taken down, the dude has an abysmal takedown to get up from takedowns. So we'll see what happens. I'm going with Neil Magny by decision, and I do have a bet on that fight that I will reveal later down on this video. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening. right here for UFC Fight Night, Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Lemos in the main event. And before we do the main event, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, show your dude some support. CJP UFC Bets. I have that on Twitter. I have that on YouTube. I have that on Instagram. So check me out. CJP UFC Bets. 150 subscribers. I give away a $200 Visa gift card. In the main event, strawweight division, we have Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Lemos. Marina Rodriguez, she's 16-1, 35 years old, 5'6", with a 65-inch reach. Then we have Amanda Lemos, 12-2, 35 years old, 5'4", with a 65-inch reach. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I have no bets on this fight because this fight is going to be super, super close. And if I were you, I would not bet this fight whatsoever. I do have a saying that I do not bet women's MMA because anything, and I mean anything, can happen. For Amanda Lemos, she has very powerful hands and can knock just about anyone out in this division. She has solid Muay Thai striking, and she has pretty good ground game with decent submissions. She also has solid takedowns with a pretty good takedown defense and a solid amount of volume on the feet. For Marina Rodriguez, she has good boxing with a very good speed and good power. She has a very solid amount of volume on her feet and decent takedown defense of her own. She has sneaky submissions with good cardio and can grind out the opponent if needed. She's good anywhere the fight goes and very tough to put out with a solid chin. Like I said, I was really going back and forth on this fight. At first I picked Amanda Lemos, and then I picked Marina Rodriguez, and then I went back to Amanda Lemos. But ultimately I'm going with Marina Rodriguez by decision. Do not take my word on that. Like I said, this should be a close fight, but I do see Marina Rodriguez grinding out a decision or maybe even getting a knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here for our breakdown and predictions for UFC Fight Night 64, Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Lemos, going down November 5th in Las Vegas at the UFC Apex. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. And don't forget to join our contest. $200 Visa gift card giveaway to one lucky subscriber once we reach 150 subscribers. Make sure to follow the rules to officially enter the contest. And don't forget, dog of the card and lock of the card coming up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us right here on CJP UFC Bets. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, share this video, and tell everyone you know about our channel, CJP UFC Bets. Thank you so much for all of your support. And my dog of the card, here to reveal the dog of the card. You ready, folks? Okay. My dog of the card, and I got him at plus 173. I got the Olympian Mark Madsen. I believe he will hit for me just like Trayshawn Gore hit for me last week on my dog of the card. So take my word for it, folks. Plus 173 for Mark Madsen, the Olympian, my dog of the card. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here to reveal our lock of the card for CJP UFC bets. 99% sure that my lock of the card will hit, and I do have him in a parlay bet that I will reveal right here on this video. My lock of the card, I'm going with Jailton Almeida. Bank on it, folks. Put him in any parlay that you wish. I got him at minus 700. That's a ridiculous number, I know. But I truly don't care. Juice it up. Juice it up. I got him in a parlay with Neil Magny. And I got them at a 2-team parlay. Jailton Almeida with Neil Magny at plus 110. I placed 2 units on that bet. My next bet that I placed, I got Jake Hadley at minus 285 with Tagir Ulanbekov at minus 175. I feel very confident on that bet, and a 2-team parlay at plus 112. And then I placed a single bet for my dog of the card, Mark Madsen, at plus 173 to win against Grant Dawson. Those are my 3 bets so far for this card, UFC Fight Night 64, Rodriguez versus Lemos. We hope you enjoy this content. We hope you subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, and thank you so much for joining us here on CJP UFC Bets. Have a great night.